Oh, oh boy. I just started, I'm almost died. Alright. Let's... Yo, how's it going, bossman? How is it going? Seems like a lovely evening for us to start grinding, as usual. The rain is done, yes. The fools. Even web weaver, they got me good. I got a ward, Ladinus ward. That was a bit of a slow one, but for web weaver, I would say it's not that bad. A lot of damage got stacked for. Oh, Blood Fury. OP. chillin'. Let the game do the work. Life do the work. Zero. Oh, it's so chill just standing here. Hitting boss. Not flicking. Can't possibly lose a tick like this. Except when you can. I'll believe there's 3 tick. I'll lose a tick here because I want to be careful with the gap possibly. I just like not having to bring the cape, to be honest. I think that was a no sun kill. LAFK hit boss. It's great. Great stuff. Oh, I'm just rounding and restore. Don't even need to flick Kefri probably. This is like canned bread levels of innovation. Take a fat 20-second time loss. Or 8 times to chill. Take it. I wonder if I just leave my mouse like this. No, I have to hit it eventually. I have to click it myself. I was like, can I just keep clicking every now? It's not like Muspa though, because he doesn't actually have an attack on me that I can auto retaliate on. Dang. Mistakes were made. I didn't mean to dung like that, but whatever. Meant to dung right there. Not in a party. Meant to dung right there. Well, I'm sure I won't kill it by the time I'll dung again. And if it can't fit in the cage, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Oh, it's in the cage. Chilling. Despite his cage, his rage, just in a cage. Alright, we'll just flick the rest. Save the other 5 so I don't have to flick on Zebak as much. Very chill. False children. Just like me, for real, for real. It's coming. I'm back and forth action. Oops. And install them in front. I don't really want to bother dodging this DPS check, and he's probably going to teleport like 3 seconds after I get hit by it, so I'm just going to leave it. Dodged it by accident. Let's go! Sorry guys, ignore the door sound. Oh, dodged that one too by accident. It's just all planned, all part of the plan. Do I look like a guy with a plan? They were schemers. F Ledger lives rent-free in my head. Shit. Trying to control parts of their little world. I'm skinny. Untouchable. Alright, let's leave. Skinny, can't touch me. Ghost. My dad was coming to my room to get some stuff. As all guys do, you know, my closet has random, it's basically a toolbox, so sometimes we got screwdrivers and stuff laying around, needs them. Actually puts clothes in their closet, you know. I have an entire section of my closet dedicated to toolbox. I need to haul ass. Hold on. I was like, oh, I'm blind. It was right here. Small brain. I'm gonna go for 1,000 purple. 1,000 purple. Holy fuck. 1,000 expert KC. And then we'll see from there. Maybe if I'm feeling the grind, I'll do the 2k cape. We'll just keep moving the goalpost. But we'll go for 100 so then we can post on Reddit about how I hate the raid. Thousand purples. Oh no, that's like 6,000 KC. For my trio legion. That guy's a psychopath. That would actually be like 6,000 kills. I would lose my mind. Do you know how much money I would have? I could put a down payment on a house with 1,000 purples. Full-time ToA. Let me switch in peace, bruh. Like, he starts jatting right when I'm doing my switches. Just stay on the same thing. Working on it. Leave me alone. Oh, that's the wrong bow. Like, where's my damage? Don't worry, I'll come back for them. When the time is right. Don't worry, boys. The dragon arrows have been saved. Thank you, Bossman. Took a lightning, let's leave. Unacceptable standards. Singular lightning. No flick. 35-minute. It's not bad. Even with a web weaver, sometimes they'll get you. Chat GP AI, I'm telling you. Just like that, the screams of so many thralls were just silenced. Still sub 250. Just chilling. Yeah, I thought it'd be a lot worse than this. Surprisingly pretty decent. Oh my god, how tanky is this guy? Whatever. Let him go. Oh, this guy's gonna crack open my entire right side. Don't you have something better to do? Yeah, it's pretty good for boulders. It's a little bit harder than blowpipes, so I don't need to be divined, or sorry, range potted. Because normally I need to be range potted to hit 27. So I use like a regular range pot, but now I can just use a divine. Whoa! He got launched out of there. Ah. Misclicked. When do you suggest SGS is needed? I wouldn't say needed ever, just very nice quality of life. I would say probably when you're 3 downing. 450 plus. This is nice. Still not needed at that point, but I progressively take it the fewer restores I have. Unfortunately, the what level invo question lacks too much context. Like, do you have a shadow? Where are you gonna use it? Why are you 3 downing? What grade level are you 3 downing? You know, there's a lot of like instances. Very unfortunate monkey room, but not technically needed anywhere. I would say it's for very specific, when you're trying to 3 down on purpose, it just makes it a little bit easier on the supplies. You can just say, fuck it, 470 plus. But there's no hard rule on it. Baba ate up a lot of restore, so I'm probably gonna just flick F3, unfortunately. Why do I have preserve on? I don't need to spare. Oh well. Any tip on where the core is gonna land? Well, Warden says it's a big square. The core can only land at the corner or the center of a square. So you just see where he's facing. Is wherever the hell he's facing. If he's facing a corner, it'll land on the corner in front of him. If he's facing center, it'll land center of the square of him. But you guys don't like running around like headless chickens for P2? I did it for the longest too. I used to actually dodge the windmills and stuff. And then I'm like, oh, you just go back and forth. And you can AFK the diagonal thing too. Yeah, I would never do medic in a solo, to be honest. Those guys are psychopaths. I respect them, but never. The one time I needed my Thrall to come in clutch because I didn't want to void wake that, and it actually came in clutch. Anything besides board today? No, nothing so far. I think we've only done 6 raids now, or it might be 7, so not too many today. Well, it is like 3-4 hours of raiding. Yeah, I use Thralls and Tob. I used to use Venge and Potion Share, which I liked more, but Vengeance is better. Not Venge, Thralls are just better. Ideally, I should be spellbook swapping, I guess. Yeah, that's what I was doing too, when I do decide to do it. I got the bloods from saying. And then people start complaining at me when I have trouble recharging, because I'm not that used to it yet, and I like fiddle around with my staff and they're like, hurry up! I'm like, I'm working on it, sorry. Take out bloods and putting them back in. You know, make sure you take them out at like right at maiden, drop like more things than usual. I'm getting more used to it though. Big reason I'm not really, I don't do spellbook swap too much is because usually when I raid, it's not with mains, it's with like irons who can't really take advantage of the potion share. So it's just Venge, and also I can't Venge them, right? So I feel less inclined to do it. Yeah, run Stay Vigilant. Oh no, I used a custom thing and I hold shift and uncharge it. But I'm just a little bit slow with like getting used to all the menu boxes and the dialogue. Like I'm used to it with the shadow when I do it in ToA, I'm not used to it for some reason with the saying it in TOB. I wish there was like a recharge, an easy recharge button, so I don't have to type in anything. Saying is easy because like you can just partially recharge, but with Shadow you'll have like a billion Chaos Runes laying around because it's a 2 rune weapon. Say Vigilant worth running? Yeah, especially if you're not butterflying, because the majority of your DPS is going to be your melee and range instead of your magic, like me. So Stay Vigilant does 2 things. Either it helps you stay in butterfly, or it keeps you, if you're face tanking, it'll actually keep you out of mage more. So it does it all. Whatever you want, it does it. You absolutely want Stay Vigilant, no matter what. The only thing is it introduces easy ways to like lose a lot of ticks, but if you're on top of like your offensives and your weapons, don't worry about doing like a full 8-way switch or whatever you have. Just do like a 4-way for the very first hit and then put on your full switch for the second hit. And because Akka can never change after his on the very first attack, you can usually that way like not minimize tick loss. Just don't worry about it too much for the very first hit. Whereas the clones, depends on your gear. Usually blowpipe will be a little bit better for a lot of people. But you also want to be able to, if you have like a Bofa, it's pretty similar DPS, but Bofa allows you to hit while you're running memory, which is really important. So you might want to check a DPS calculator. For most people, it's going to be blowpipe if they don't have a shadow. But if you're like an iron and you don't want to use the D darts, fine, use a Bofa in my opinion, because it's one, obviously it's free. I don't even care. And then we do the 6-tick cycle. Two, you can hit wall memory, not only the free part. Yeah, if you're a main account and you have D darts and you can throw them, then yeah, definitely use a blowpipe. Most of your specs should probably be blowpipe specs if you don't have a shadow or anything like that, because you want to get a way to both deal more DPS and heal, and that kind of does it both. Unless you have a sun, so you kind of have to juggle between blowpipe specs and suns. Like if you're high HP and you're just sitting on spec. Okay, that almost went really bad. Whatever, I'm just gonna tank it and I hope he doesn't switch, and he switches to deserve it. Been using Fang on them. I mean, it's consistent, so it's not that bad, but if you're not doing damage during memory, definitely do it. As you progress into like higher raids, not doing damage during memory is really bad, because it could be the difference between a DPS skip or not. Like passing the DPS check or not. So there's nothing wrong, especially if like you're already meleeing Akka, right? And he switch, and then it's time for shadows. Nothing wrong with doing like a hit or two in with the Fang, and then switching to your blowpipe or Bofa or whatever you're using, right? It's not that bad. That's what I do even when I'm using Shadow, because I know I'm not good enough to nail like a really big switch. So I'll just do like one hit in Fang, and then I'll go Shadow a lot of the time. You do like a one hit with the Fang and then start blowpiping them. Not bad. You've been doing it full melee? Well, I hope so. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. If your main account, especially if you got Masori, switch over to blowpipe. Better for the most part. There's gonna be some instances where Stay Vigilant trolls you. You know, and you're just sitting there maging it for like 20 years, getting meleeed for like a billion. But that comes with it, you know. It is what it is. It's definitely worth the invocation, even with that. The invocation levels, even with that considered. It's generally considered to be one of the best invocations to take. Even in full crystal armor? What do you mean? Like even when you're getting meleeed in crystal armor? Oh, I mean, yeah. Because you're not gonna... You usually aren't getting meleeed in crystal armor, you're usually getting meleeed when you have your mage gear out. But I understand when you're hitting the shadows, I guess. I have a 400 video if you want to see it. With Akka. He's a torture. So no Blood Fury, no Sank healing. I do pretty okay. I just use Blowpipe 6 to heal. Bruise. 250 without Walk the Path? Yeah, that's fine. Walk the Path is like 300-ish to 350-ish. Ideally, you want to push to 250 without Walk the Path. Take Insanity to push yourself to 300. And then take Walk the Path to push to 350. You could do Walk the Path to 300, but it's less efficient than Insanity at 300. And you do want to learn Insanity no matter what at some point. Don't run from that. If you don't red X, what armor are you wearing? Wearing like Inquisitor, something paper thin or something? Are you camping piety when you fight him? You shouldn't have to red X in a raid that low. I don't red X in a 525. I don't think you'll need to red X in a 250. I don't know about that, because 250 you can go life second. Also, but chaps, you don't need to red X that. You can just brew. It's fine to brew. There's nothing wrong with using supplies at Baba. It's much worse. The thing is, you need to see supplies as this. Supplies are meant to get you 2 Warden pre-400, whereas, like, a raid like mine, these supplies are supposed to last me the whole raid, right? You don't need to flick that much if you brought supplies in that, and also you kill things a lot faster. Kill this first. Yeah, you don't want a red X that low. It's fine to brew, but you might be losing a lot of HP to other small things, like you ever get hit by any shadow slams, you lose ticks maybe when he's shadow slamming, because I do sometimes too. So I would like to think that you probably do occasionally. And then a lot of people have trouble with Baba when they're newer to the game, and I know a lot of Lost Ark players also think like this. They're like, oh, don't worry about dealing damage, focus on the mechanics. Here's the thing, if you're not proficient in dealing damage and the mechanics, what's going to end up happening is you're going to have to end up dealing with the mechanic like 10 times, and you're going to be fighting Baba 10 times longer. So you need to learn. Yeah, you lose out on ticks fighting him normally. Just keep practicing. There's nothing wrong with that, like inherently, you just learning. Just keep doing it. If you want Mark Baba, turn him into a square like I do, and his shadow slam only goes from one edge of the square to the other. It doesn't actually go all the way around. So hold on, let me just sun eat this. So if Baba is a big square, Baba's like this big, right? 5 by 5. If you're standing on one corner of the square and he does a shadow slam, you can just run to the other side. So I always have my mouse like ready to move, so I don't lose as many ticks. And shadow slam takes a few ticks to go off, like 3 ticks. So you can like move 2, hit, and then move 2 again if you know the timing is a bit weird. That's probably why you're not comfortable with Baba. Also, if you're red X and you're gonna lose, like, you're guaranteed to lose ticks. Whereas fighting him normally, you're not gonna lose ticks. You could also try blowpiping the rocks. It's a great way to stay healthy. Because you're guaranteed to max the rocks. Good tip. If the fight goes faster for you with Red X, then you need to consider other basic things like, are you always potted up when you're fighting him? A lot of players don't understand the importance of being potted up all the way. A huge increase to DPS. He'll brew and then stay brewed down, for example. And on just like a base level analysis, nothing else that you said, if the fight is faster for you red Xing, that means you're losing more than 16% of your DPS just dealing with random mechanics. So just keep practicing and improve on that alone. Or I can count to 9, 6, 7, 8. The web weaver is just so I can chill at the Baba waves, and it doesn't require a assembler, which is nice. Nothing else. I use it at Akka too if he switches to range. It's a little bit more chill than a blowpipe. It is a considerable amount of time lost, the Baba monkey waves, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be, which is important. Just run around like a headless chicken. Yeah, just keep practicing. Try not to run from problems, like, you know, like, oh, I can't do this because I have boulder dash on. You can do it, it's just significantly harder. Just remember that. It's up to you to bridge that gap with your own skill and your own practice. You can do it, just never have that kind of attitude that you can't do it. You can do it. Boulder dash is definitely scary when you're learning. But yeah, eventually you want to learn it. Don't run from your problems. I ran from double trouble for a long time. Why do people click so far to the left? It's just easier than clicking all the way here. You can stop yourself easily by doing stuff like this. Just click warden to stop yourself. This is easier. Instead of having to click this line, you can click anywhere in this general direction, you know? How come you can walk to Aldaos too? I can explain it a bit more in depth if you want, KJ. So the way double trouble works is I want you to cleanse your mind of odd tiles and even tiles for now. There's a reason it works like that people explain it like that, but let me explain to you the exact mechanics of double trouble. So the way double trouble works, it will first always drop an orb, like when you move, it will always drop an orb where you were. So remember that, that's number one. It will always drop an orb where you were. The second thing, it will now drop an orb in front of the direction that you land in every tick. So if I move a diagonal direction like this, it'll drop it in front like that. If I move a straight line like this, it'll drop like that. That's why turning around last tick also generally keeps you safe. And then moving 1 is also safe because you drop it in front of you. The reason moving 3 isn't safe is simply because when you moved 2 the tick beforehand, it drops it where you land on number 3. Because your character will never move the odd first. He'll never move in the lower amounts first. If I click 5 tiles, my character will move 2, 2, 1. He'll never do 1, 2, 2, for example. So that's like a basic part of pathing on why moving odd past number 1 is dangerous, because your character never moves in like the lower amount first. He'll never move 1 tile then 2, 2. He'll always move 2, 2 and then 1, or like, you know, for 7, 2, 2, 2, 1. So the trick you can do to kind of maneuver around that is you can just stop yourself if you're moving in big 2. And an easy way to move in like big directions is just to click really far out and then keep your mouse kind of like hovered over your character and tell it to stop by clicking where you are. That's one way you can deal with DT to make sure you're even moving in even tiles. Another way you can bail yourself out of moving odd, which happens all the time, which is fine, is simply to change directions last tick. That's another way you can do it. No damage before. How did you highlight the green tiles? So you go on the party plugin, party. You assign yourself a hotkey, and then you can hold control and like left click or whichever. Number 75. Eh. Usual, I guess. No problem, Brandon. Happy to hear it. I try not to judge newer players. It gets hard because I've been playing the game for a long time. But I remember being a noob and, like, you know, being nervous about fire keep and stuff. And then, like, saying, oh, I can't solo chambers like Luke's. But then eventually I just got over the fear and just did it. So a lot of the game is mental stuff. A log? Yeah, you can see my log right here. I'll show my loot tab instead. It's missing one Fang and that's it. My log on the right side here. I maged the only one I wasn't supposed to mage. All solos? Most of it. I would say about 90 to 95% of my purples are solos. I shouldn't even be bothering going for those. This is the only reason I like the web weaver. So I don't have to chase around these guys. I would only really bring this if you guys are bringing chins. Before anyone gets any funny ideas. Pretty much need chins to make this a, like, bearable room time-wise. And then what you want to do is when you're in the shamans, you move back and forth like this. Kind of like when you're doing neck reels. And then the chins will do everything. At GPT, I'm telling you, they have some secret in them. I just poured one out for the homies. Bruh. Bruh. 1 HP, SMH. That lasts, like, withdrawals, like, ever. Okay, so I get the shadows. One of them was on normals during like week 2, probably like 70. And then I had one in like the 100 something, and then one I think around late 400s for the dual slit. Oh, John, so you can see, like, when I'm fighting Baba, I always have my mouse, like, here or here, ready to move. And Baba's is a big square, so I'm always ready. Like, I'm ready to move like this right now. Or I'll turn into, yeah, like this is a good movement to do. If I'm getting ready for the rock. Go here. Hasn't done shadow in a while, so I'll get ready to go here. Here, like here. Like, always have your mouse ready. Here, you know, this is like the movement I'm planning out in my head. You can see when he freezes up, that's when it happens. For rocks, this is a good way to do it, just right here. Yeah, like I'm taking damage, it happens. But I don't have any brews, so I'm gonna use my sun, but you'll probably have brews. You want to brew ideally like right after the boulders. You can tap like 3 brews, dose of restore into a combat after every boulders. Ideally, you don't do it while you're like actively fighting him, because then that's when you'll lose a little bit more deeps. For rocks, always kind of position yourself on the corner of them if you can. You can just go from here to here. You got some generous time like that. But this is like a more ideal movement to dodge with the sun. Sorry, with the sarcophagus in mind, but it's not as good for Baba itself, because huge tip, make sure if you kill Baba and there's a monkey, you have to hit it. It's just good courtesy, you get more points. You actually do get more points, it's actually a good thing to do. You're trying to milk the last bit of points. If you don't have a good DPS weapon, John, so you could also use, when you're blowpiping the boulders, remember, spec them. It'll give you like 20-ish health per spec. Really nice. We got a freebie. In case you guys don't have this, Alan, this is the Tombs of a Masket plugin. Most people here, I assume, already have it, but some people occasionally comment and ask what the plugin is. It's called Tombs of a Masket. Tombs. You can download on the plugin hub on the top right here. I didn't mean to Fang spec. Ah, man. I don't really need to flick, but I'd rather not flick at Zebak. I'd rather flick here than at Zebak, so let's do it here. Bye, Bossman. Thank you for stopping by. Look at the sun carriers, don't worry. One day, Muhammad. A hit. Deal some damage. Who cares? It's not bad if you don't have a Fang. Pretty good. Good for Calphic Queen Pet Hunt. Or we need that for the Desert Dire maybe. The KQ head. It helps a lot. Make sure you stand here when you're doing this. Don't click the arcane right away. You want to let this melee hit the floor when he spawns. That gives time for the ranger to settle into his cage up there. Then when you're going to hit the arcane the second time, make sure you run here. Otherwise, if you don't run here, the ranger will be a little bit south. He'll be on this line instead. Which is not ideal, because then he can see you on the other side. I'm losing ticks. And if you did it correctly, the ranger can't see you here with more overlords. And if you can always shoot him from a mile away, because you have more range than he does, assuming you have a Bofa or Shadow. Shadow's gonna be really inaccurate though, but... Well, actually, I guess if the cage is not set up, you can just melee him. Very ranged and run up to him and hit him. Because he'll be meleeable right there. Meleeable. Common mistakes made when doing that method is standing here or like right next to Arcane when he spawns. Then the ranger will just run right out of the trap. And then the other mistake is not running to that tile on the second part when hitting the Arcane, and that won't shift them north. But I wouldn't personally recommend running more overlords until about 450 plus. That's when it becomes decently efficient, where the invocation level and boost your drop rate more than the room would take. point is very negligible for that one ranger. No, taking away a whole ranger to kill is quite a bit of time saved. I would say it's probably about 20-ish seconds saved. It is worth doing. Most definitely worth doing. If you are running more overlords, you definitely want to trap the second ranger. It's much better than trapping a meleeer, because your mage DPS is very low, and if your mage DPS is high enough to warrant it, aka shadow, there's a lot of overkill. So a lot of people end up losing random time killing those meleeers than it's usually worth. Like 6 minutes, it's rather on the slow side. A lot of my kills are in the 530s, and I did have a 450 recently. So definitely trapping the meleeer is only, when you're doing overlord, is only good if you're swarming the first set. That one's a little bit more in depth than might be needed, like a 500 plus kind of thing. If you're butterflying, here's a good tip to save a tick on the first shadow spawn. As soon as you get the killing EXP drop for 80% here, you want to move backwards one like this, and then click here, and then you attack. But the only thing is I messed up there, obviously, so I misclicked like somewhere here or something. That's a good way to like get that hit off. And then you just gotta wait a tick on this tile right there. Kind of hard to like ping and play the sync correctly. Hello, I'm an iron without Fang. Oh, misclicked. What invo level would you recommend to farm Fang? Well, it'll be the highest you can push. I can do 405. Pretty consistently with Rapier. But I still haven't on many purples, debating lowering it. I think 405 is perfect. If you can consistently do it, that means you're playing very well. Hopefully it's not taking you too long. My guess is with Rapier probably like scratching 40 or within like maybe 36 minutes if you're playing really well. Guesstimate, because I haven't really run like 400 without a Fang. I think we started black here. I would say if you're doing 405s and not dying, that is a perfect place to be at. If you want more consistency, you can lower it to 400, but if you're doing 405s perfectly fine, stick with it. It is what it is being dry, I guess. You definitely don't want to push too much further. Kind of aids. But you can theoretically push further, depending on the context. Like if you have shadow and stuff, you can definitely push like 450 plus, but I'm gonna highly doubt you have a shadow before your Fang. $38 to $45, no time info. I don't know what you're running, but if it's possible, try to run like the 40 timer and then drop something else. That should be pretty good. Oh, I let him melee me. Please don't switch. Very generous. Maybe you're running like overlords or something that you shouldn't be. See if you can run a time info and turn off something else. I'm surprised you're able to get 405, to be honest, with I accidentally dodged that. I was ready to stun if that hit me. I would like to regen this 1 HP so I don't have to Karis after 1. I'll Karis anyway to play it safe. I look to be safe right now. Let's ToA, god, no thanks. Yeah, it's pretty painful. But the guy's playing very well if he's getting those like great times. I would say try to squeeze in the time invocation, and maybe turn off something that's a little less efficient, like overlords. That sounds like a, I don't know how you're getting 4 or 5 that. If you're running like maybe keep back or double trouble, which is a lot harder, but definitely props to you if you are, because those are technically time efficient. Or maybe you're just running no bandages, which is also respectable. It's a little bit more difficult of a raid. You're not running like Pathfinder or anything like that, are you? Those are definitely not efficient to run at that level. Yeah, swap Overlords to time. That'd be perfect for you. And then you can just chill on a nice, easy 400. No problem. If you're having trouble reaching time, then, you know, you can always put it back on. Practice. My guess is Overlord's probably slow. Because if you swarm Overlords, probably save about a minute. Sorry, maybe like 40 seconds. I don't know, about a minute. Oh, you don't have Fang, so, you know what, maybe about a minute. This carries kind of shit on them. See how you do with a 40 timer. And, then to swarm the first set. If you can swarm the second set, go ahead, but it's a little bit harder. Just like swarming and managing the mage, that is, at the same time. I run Pathmaster and the level 1 starting Path Invo. Don't run those. I assume you mean the level 1 is Path Seeker. That one's not very efficient. That one's off first before Overlords, actually. Pathmaster is +3, so I don't think you're running that. I assume you mean walk the path, maybe? No, I just assume... I don't assume he's capping. I assume he just doesn't... He's not as familiar with the names of the invocation. Pathmaster is +3. I would doubt you're running Pathmaster. Very difficult raids. Especially not even efficient for money at that point. It would just slow you down. And he said the +1 path, so I'm gonna assume he means Path Seeker. And walk the path. So for anybody running a level 4 Zebak, nice long movements like this are a good way to attack and get your prayers off. If you're coming in just for the transmog, you don't even need to attack, just make light, nice long movements. Like so. And then get ready to do a diag into another long movement if needed. Make sure always step 2 back when using Void Waker, not just 1. In case he does start the bite animation, 2 safe is fine. If you're doing double Void Waker, you can kind of get a free ticky. Just don't lose any more ticks after you double Void Waker into Shadow. You just chill here. When the second orb, well, I guess the third orb, so you can do 3 staves and then eat right after, or sun right after. That way you don't have to worry about timing it yourself. So observe. Orb is coming. That's staff number 1. Make sure your prayers up. Staff number 2. And then as you do staff number 3, you can just, as soon as it comes off, take out the sun and heal, and you'll only take a 1. Or 3 if you tank the 70. That's assuming you also tank the 75 from 99. I don't know if the timing's different at 78. Actually, I was about to say 78, but I think it might be take too late. So watch which way Warden faces when he goes down. Face that way, he's gonna drop there. I think I knew what you meant. I assume you were running walk the path in +1 paths. Definitely take off +1 paths. That one's not efficient. Pathfinder is efficient, but it'll be extremely difficult for you, especially with your gear, so I wouldn't recommend it either. And it's not very efficient, it's more efficient when you're like 450 plus. Definitely not efficient just for like 400s. Run on the windmills as they go red. Facing that way, so we'll go over that one. I didn't bring him below 60%, so I'm going to do a total of 7 hits, plus my last hit. Did I not count correctly? I didn't count correctly. I was like, I don't remember if I did 3 DDSs or 4. It doesn't matter though. How's it go, Nibers? Probably take a minor time loss. and just SGS twice to heal it full. The tip for salt, look at the timer on the left here. Right when it falls below like a 15, you want to salt. And that'll keep you at 125 more often than if you didn't do that. So if, you know, at 59 seconds, 44 seconds, perfect time to consume the salt. Because occasionally it'll drop you to 124, but if you do it like that, it'll only drop you to 124 for a split second. When people ask why I heal here or kill a skull before skull skipping, that's just so I can overheal with the sun cares. So is it purely invo level that increases chance of purples? So hitting bosses will give you points, which give you purples. And the higher invocation level you have, the more valuable each damage point is in terms of drop rate. That's also not accounting for the extra HP you deal to the monsters. I highly recommend wikiing OSRS ToA drop rate calculator if you want like a rough estimate. And then for skull skips, if you do a skull skip in a 3-down, you get about 10% more points as a random guesstimate. I don't know. Never known the exact percentage. Are these VODs available to watch? Yes. You'll catch all the VODs on my YouTube channel, which you are on right now. How much percent increase Dins is per raid? Depends on your invocation level. It's probably equivalent to about doing another 3-down. It doesn't slow you as much as a 3-down, so it's more efficient than that. But it does take an extra slot, of course, to pull off. You have to bring it with you. It's great if you're doing FFAs. No one else is a Dins, you're chilling. As in FFAs, the MVP system gives you 300 points per room that you get the MVP in. So if you secure the MVP in Kefri, you'll get, in like an 8-man, you'll get 2400 points, which is, in Kefri, 2400 points of damage. Very valuable. Dins is just for Kefri eggs, MVP thieving, but it's actually okay in like 500s, 400 or low 400s, maybe mid 400s. It's equivalent to about, it's a little bit better than doing a 3-down, and it's a lot more time efficient. Because you always max 35 on the eggs, and Dins allows you to hit like 5 eggs at once, plus Kefri. And the eggs are also a 1-to-1 point multiplier. I think he Dins about 5 to 6 times, so that's about 700, 800 points, which is actually, yeah, roughly about a 3-down, depending on your invo. Yeah, it'll one-shot all the eggs. There's a point where just pushing more invocations is more worth it. That's a great way to milk like a certain invocation you're comfortable at. Hash slinging slasher. No, my defender. Alright. Let's get some good dodges out. See here, I'm clicking the shadows as they disappear, as they enlarge all the way, and then after, once I'm on them and they explode, I'm safe for about, you know, 2 seconds ish. To be exact, like 4 ticks. It's nice. And towards where they tickle too hard, yeah. No back to back. Would you also need to deal damage to Kefir to get the MVP? No. You just need the most points in that room to get the MVP. Although rounding can screw you a little bit sometimes. Movements. Oh, let's go with Bilbo. Bilbo. Big 500, I didn't get the kit. No way. This is photoshopped up here at the top. This is Void Waker propaganda right here. You do this to shamans. Alright, never mind. They didn't kill it. Oh, when did he get there? Little rat. Fine, I'll leave it alone. If you are gonna bring Web Weaver though, absolutely bring Chins. Otherwise you're gonna be swimming in thralls. And then between Web Weaver's hits, you can do this. Like you're doing net grills, some back and forth. Boom. Wipe them all out. They still have some crazy ion movements. Look, they ran across the map. Pretty slow, but on average, I think you'll get like about low 3. $20.21. Rude. Alright. I'll take it. I should have combated before his sons. Ow. Never had him deal this much to me. Kind of rude. It's the strongest mob I've ever faced by hundreds of raids. Yet he is too weak. You don't red X Baba? Don't really need to. This is literally the strongest Baba I've fought ever, and I still don't need to. This doesn't deal enough. Red X is tick loss. It's a 6-tick cycle. Fang's a 5-tick weapon. No, ain't no way I'm signing myself up for a 16% DPS loss. It's also a lot more clicking having to red X than the method I'm doing right now anyway, so like I don't know why I would click more for a better or a worse result. I understand not using supplies, but like I don't know, time, you know, your time is valuable too, right? To click more for slower raids, so you have more restored. So then you can bring in more switches, so then you have to flick more and get a slower raid anyway. I know a lot of people who like flick their brains out, they red X they range Zebak with like 6 more switches and everything, and then their rate's still slower. I don't really understand. Clearly the switches aren't helping you, so. What did I even bring for assembler? That's the neat part. I didn't. Why do you think I'm bringing it? Oh, I missed my book of the dead switch. Webweaver doesn't use an ammo, so I just don't care about it. Also, Revenant Elder is really affordable, so it doesn't matter. If I were to bring another range switch, it would be Anguish. No, I didn't forget to bring it. I brought an extra restore instead. That makes sense. I just banked the assembler and decided I don't need it. Because the only ammo I'm going to be consuming is for my Tbow. And I can just pick it up afterwards. Because Warden doesn't move. Yeah, I bring 8 restores, I'm chilling. Eight restores allows me to basically just AFK Baba and look at chat 24/7. It's great. I mean, issue with the amount of restore I'm bringing to 350. 380. Well, you could theoretically just flick more, but I think you'll need about what, 5? I would say 6, depending if you're using sun or not. If you're not using sun, you won't need as much, but if you're spamming sun, you're gonna need probably like 6 plus. If you're just if you're mostly tapping into your brews and not using your sun too much, you probably won't need that much. The sun costs a lot of prayer. I should have procced on the other side. Whatever. Oh, didn't expect the swarm to appear in front of my clicks. BGS or accursed sceptre, which is better? They serve different purposes. BGS is for defense reduction at Zebak, and if you're not using Shadow, it's also very good for P3 and P4 Warden. Accursed Scepter does magic and defense, and it's more accurate than BGS for most of the bosses, if you have, like, you know, good mage gear. But the main purpose of the Accursed Scepter is to bring down the mage level, primarily Zebak. So they're for different purposes entirely. Like I wouldn't bring a BGS with my setup because I'm maging Zebak. If I was ranging it, I wouldn't bring accursed sceptre. I'd rather have BGS, you know? For Kefri, accursed sceptre is pretty decent. If you're doing a really long Kefri like that, like this one. But for most people, you'd rather just use Void Waker specs. Like, I would say 99% of the player base would rather just use Void Waker specs. Because Kefri will have a lower HP pool. Plus, hopefully you'll be swarming. The curses say if you have Shadow but no bow, over bringing BGS, right? Yeah. If you're not gonna bow Zebak, because you don't want to like commit to the range switches, then yeah, curse is pretty good. But it depends on your invocation level too. If you're doing a low invocation and you have like a shadow, like let's say just 400, I wouldn't recommend it either. The curse gets a lot more value the higher HP Zebak is. 525, I would say it's pretty much like a very juicy Zebak. So it's good for me, but for a lot of people where Zebak maybe has like a third or fourth less health, might not be as worth. They'll be better off sending just another DPS spec. Even for Akka start, no. It's not good at Akka. Akka regens its stats very quickly. It's not worth it there. It also, if you have a shadow, it doesn't increase your DPS. It's because Akka has so little magic defense or magic level. I'm not sure, whichever. That with shadow, you get pretty much nothing out of it. Much better to save it for either safety for Sun or commit it to more DPS like Void Waker. For other stabs like Trident or Sang, it does have very minor value, but not anywhere as close as like, again, like a Void Waker or a Blowpipe spec would give you. And also because, you know, you regens quickly, it's kinda sucks. That probably kills, right? I'll be teleporting now. Oh, I messed up. I procced him, I hit him too close to the thing. I should have hit him closer to the center. Yeah, if you're just doing like low 400s, I wouldn't bring accursed. Just save yourself the inventory space. Use more DPS specs like ZCB, Void Baker, or whatever else you have. Dang, I should have Void Waked him right there. Actually, no, I didn't have time. I should have Void Waked into Shadow, but oh well, hindsight. Should have moved earlier, I didn't believe. Oof. I think I practiced a 6 cycle. Don't leave me. Oh, was I not bring anything? Oops. Gets good old boss gets tankier the lower HP he is. Make a playlist? No, this is just my Spotify playlist right now. It just happened to line up really well. Thank you, VW. HP. We will hunt. Yeah, those web weavers were bust. Mr. Voidwaker. Clearly intentional. But I can post my Spotify playlist if you guys want it. A lot of it is just 2 steps from hell. But I did go through it a bit. Where is the share button? Here it is. Copy link. In case you guys want it. Epic instrumentals. I turned off the music replacer for a little bit because I just wanted some different songs for a little bit. The most efficient thing for teams to do, I do know how to run south side by the way, is to actually DD and everyone does the north side anyway. Because if you have two people doing it at the same time, you can actually have multiple people getting the waterfall at once. So the most efficient method is basically actually to do the solo method, but instead of using the water container, you just left click the waterfall. I do know how to do south side anyway as a backup in case someone messes up. Ah! I was out of range. Look at these little crocs, bro. Ah! That's why I have tile markers for them too. I tried to explain for how to do south side, but your opinion didn't matter. I knew exactly what you mean, man. I'll show you how to do a south side. I could do a quick south side run after this. No ego, just gonna heal up. Be a sane human today. But Ronald, you shouldn't ever take damage from anything. You're always a perfect player, right? Fuck no. I know what I am and am not capable of. I'm always pushing what I am capable of. But I stayed in front for 2 ticks. You just have to learn how to do a south side on your own, right? And just like SMH. I'll show you how to do it after this. This is tile markers, to be honest. $78, 31. The hash slinging slasher. I know how to run south side because people mess up all the time running north side, even in teams. want to know a quick run through of 4. So if you bring him every 20%, you get an extra 2 of these hits in. 3, 4. First hit, first cycle, you get total 6 hits. So look, I'm gonna bring him below 60. Now I know I can get a total of 9 hits plus 1 last hit. Glad I had this thing. Because he's below 60%, I'll be able to get 9 hits and then just the end. That's not my inventory. I'm gonna have to clean this up. Oh shit, I lost count. I zoned out. I think this is 8. That was right. Nice. What does South Side entail? It's the same thing. It's just got some different tile markers. What am I wearing? Oh, I'm not salted. What does South Side mean? He's talking about Zebak when you're doing the little jugs. He wants me to teach him how to run the South Side. Normally in solos we run the North Side. For Krondis, half of Krondis. Battle from the back for P3. So the damage does null in transitions. I just shadow from the back, if you're talking about right now, just because I like to have a little bit more reaction time coming out of each phase, because I don't bother memorizing. If we're talking about the transition from P3 into P4, the damage actually does count and doesn't get nulled. But going for the 20% procs, these do get nulled, which is why I'm always in the front, or I try to be in the front when I'm proccing. Testing out web versus BP, or what do you think is better? Oh, blowpipe objectively is faster. It's just a lot more aids to use, and you have to. I mean, I assume you want to keep your dragon dart, so you would bring assembler, right? Web Weaver doesn't cost an ammo slot, so you can bank the assembler for an extra slot, and obviously it's more chill. But in terms of time loss, I wanted to take it to see how much of a time loss it is. I know for sure it is time loss, but I want to know if it's acceptable amounts of time loss. Because I'm not big into like the sweatiest method. I look for bang for buck whenever I play. And I think Web Weaver actually is good bang for buck in terms of like chill grinding. Because I've been getting like, a lot of my runs have been below 3 minutes for the monkey room anyway. So it's not bad. Yeah, as efficient as willing, that's right. The medium F gamers, you know? Gotta maximize my medium F. The whole reason I brought it is because I got so tilted yesterday chasing around the monkeys on the statue that I just gave up. And I was like, I'm gonna try it. I don't care. I've been neglecting trying it, but it's actually a lot faster than I thought. because all the extra thralls that the room gives you, you just end up chaining them anyway. I'll be honest, like when I get tilted and I do bad in the monkey room, I usually get like 250, and I get 250 anyway with the web weaver. Like 50-50. It's so funny. If you're comfortable and not tilted doing a blowpipe, stick with it. Maybe one day you'll get tilted and you'll be like, you know what? I'm gonna try it out. That's when you can do it. Surely Venator pops off. I tried it so many times when it came out. It's so bad. The bounce range is like -3. And it never bounces to what I want it to bounce to. So here I proc from the back, going from P3 to P4 because the damage doesn't get nulled. And the travel time's actually a good thing here, because since it takes so long, you kind of get like a free hit going into P4. Which can, you know, like prevent less time spent last rowing. You guys can see I'm like migrating to the newly popped shadows, because I know they're safe for like, you know, like about 2 seconds. Instead of running from the shadows, you go for the shadows. Look how many rows I left, holy shit. You would think it does shaman, thrall, shaman, but you know what's gonna actually happen? It'll do shaman, thrall, thrall, and not kill anything. Or it'll do like thrall, like a lot of time it doesn't go back to shaman, which really sucks. Or it'll go to like a melee, which isn't weak to it. Yeah, it usually hit like brawler here. Let me just do a quick Krondis to show you Southside Krondis. Let me get a paste spin ready, hold on. Paste spin. Right click, export, Krondis, create new paste. So here's my paste spin for the tile markers. South side, warrant. So you can just grab a water container if you want to go to the south side. It doesn't matter which one. Obviously you want to use this south one, I guess. So these are the tile markers you want. It works the exact same way as the north side. You just run onto them and then click. This side is perfect because back and forth you don't really need to worry about it. The other side you do want to be a little bit more careful about, this side. Because running forward is not a problem. This, you gotta be kind of careful. Gotta make sure you're running on these guys. But backwards, you see it's not an even, like, it's not an easy transition. You actually have to click the tile itself. Or, you know, this row. When you're filling it, getting ready to go back, you go like this. And then, perfect, done. Let me out of here, man. Also, neat tip for teams. If you guys need this is a perfect chance for me to demonstrate it. Look at this. Oh, I don't know if I'm making a time, but look at this patented technology. You're doing teams, it's coming for you, your teammates come back with the water, boom, croc block. Croc block works on all 4 corners. You just AFK here. If you want to block one crocodile, someone's coming back with the water, Croc block. Alright, let me out. I think I'm gonna go this way and backwards, actually. Let me get out of here. Rock block is crazy technology. You that will always that matters so much. It's so funny. Love that tip. It works in all 4 corners. I've tested it. Some you know, people are human, they mess up, and they're coming back. They have to go get more water, and the timing's not worth it for you to go get more water. So. Okay, Johns, and the raid was like 4 times slower. Ah, shit. How'd it go? Generally easier? Nice. It's nice. I'm gonna hide from my shaman. No! This is why I love Web Weaver. Oh, I'm not dealing with drag right now. Let's wait for the next Venom. There. How do you deal with Zebak Scream and Blood Spawns at the same time, though? You just gotta do it, you know? Gotta kite them and then find a good chance to push the jugs. It is what it is. There's no secret to it. You got to drag them away and then solve it quickly. It'll really suck if it's gonna be one that you have to blow pipe, though. Hopefully it's one that you just push into the rocks. But if it is one that... whatever. I'm not bothering chasing that guy around. But you can also, if you have a Sun partisan, you can kind of cheat and just heal after the first scream hits you if you're high HP. I'll kill the Venom one first, actually, before he gets away. If you're bringing Web Weaver, doesn't matter if you have 3 shamans at the end here. You might get mage a shit ton though. You want to set up a bit of a... on your last shaman, you can kind of like do a neck reels thing where you go like this. Do it while you're chinning too. No matter if you have 50 thralls, 10 thralls, boom, gone. If you don't bring chins and you have for your Web Weaver, you're gonna be there for another 30 seconds plus, killing those last bits. Why didn't you just Shadow Acids? Because you still need something to hit the boulders, right? And Shadow has a lot of overkill, unfortunately, and it's also 5 tick versus 3 tick. So the Web Weaver kind of hits that perfect niche in between all of it. Because you still need to have some solution for the boulder. And I could theoretically like blow pipe the shamans, I assume is what you mean. my god, I looked at chat and my HP is in the gutter. What happened? I can't stun just yet. Juice. Yeah, it's mostly nice kill well, because I don't want to bring assembler. If I bring blowpipe, I have to bring assembler. I don't want to bring assembler now. I like the extra chill. Like I'm just sitting here stabbing. Make sure you save up your prayer if there's any open sarcophaguses and you have faith on. That one's kind of far. Send a Fang spec so we can still stun in case something crazy happens. Like, I don't know, 3 back-to-back 20s, you know? That's one. Oh shit, I looked away. Where's my HP? Stop it. Got a double sunner on our hands. Why? Always play it safe. Got that little bit of extra points. That's my purple chance right there. That was either going on Baba or it was going on that monkey. How many degrees is it? Holy shit. I'm gonna turn on the AC. My hair turn on. Hopefully it's within arm's reach. Oh, someone pinged me on Discord. JC wants to do some duos later. Sounds like a plan. Oh. Sinful take loss, missed the 2 switches. I should just committed and not switched. Didn't end up mattering because I ended up missing anyway. I wonder if I'm gonna get this last Fang off. I don't think I will because I messed up. SMH. Minus 3 seconds. I just examine those? Those are so cool. You can't examine them? That's such a shame. Should keep piety on so it doesn't bite me like a 80. Oh my god. God damn. This is another reason we brought SGS, so we can sin. I could sun, right? That'll nuke my prayer. But we have an SGS. We will make use of it. Sin. Using 2 is probably overkill though. I should have hit Kefri once and then death charged and then killed the egg. Oh well. Yeah, I can Sarah spec eggs just like I did now. Thing is, after the second set of eggs, pretty much reached a cap of how many agiles are allowed in the room, so he won't spawn any more eggs. Or she. So that was kind of like my last chance to get him. Make sure you run here when you're doing your more overlords. Oh my god. What am I doing? Kinda non-ideal there, to say the least. Should pray range, because if I fall below 10 I can't combat, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to combat again. Monkus, right? You can still kill eggs if they aren't the hatchable ones. No? What do you mean? There's no more eggs for me to hit here. I definitely can't SGS that. It's too fast. And it's also across the thing. After the second set of eggs, there's basically like that many agiles, whatever that is, and that's the max allowable in the room. So it's not gonna spawn any more eggs for me to cheat off. That's why it's gonna spam dung me. If I'm using like Dins to farm eggs, it's gonna egg here, for example, because there won't be as many agiles. That's a reason why Kefri dungs a lot more at the end. Is because it's the agile swarm is commonly reached by now. Third day of grinding Inferno? Yeah, you got it, bro. Join Xander in the Inferno gang. You'll get it soon. No. It's not about technically the eggs, but when the eggs have a chance to pop agiles and spawn agiles, yeah, once you've reached, I don't know the exact number, but whatever that is, can't have any more. That's why when I'm like using dins on eggs, it's gonna spam egg. I should have been on the left side. Less tick loss. But it just bumped me here. I don't have to move much. You guys didn't know, I like purposely walk that way and then go there when I place down the mirror, because the mirror reflective edge is always where you're facing, and if you're facing a straight direction instead, it'll just go to the right of where you're facing. Both self-esteem in my brain as well. Nothing wrong. I mean, like, I have a few hundred raids, right? I'm a very experienced raider. Of course, I would have an edge. That's why you're here, to help bridge that gap. I mean, a lot of those tips, like the egg thing, is kind of useless for like most people because they don't really worry about that stuff. It's more like a fun fact, if anything. Although that head tip is pretty helpful if you didn't know it. If you want to know when he's about to TP, if you salt it right when you enter Akka, it's right about 650-ish, 55-ish. There's 1 minute if you're butterflying. With double trouble on, of course. The BP is more DPS than Fang on Shadows? Yeah, definitely. Especially at lower invocations, and you're running like 200, right? It's probably a huge difference. I think at 400 Fang is like okay, but you know, Fang can't hit during memory. I did not mean to click Akka, but it worked out. Oh, it didn't work out. Give me the front hand, back hand. It probably procs. It didn't proc. And then I didn't pray melee for some reason. It's on the 400s. I'm sure you'll get there eventually. I was stuck in 400s for so long. If you see the progression of my videos, I was doing like 425s for like ever. And then eventually I just kept moving up slow and steady. Got over my double trouble. Because I thought it was just inefficient, but honestly it's not as bad as I thought it would be. And obviously 20 invo. The higher up you go is really nice. I'm a firm believer that anyone could do it. They pass their mental gates. How nice of Akka just to wait there while I shadow him in the face. Dude, I just ran into that. I am not okay. I ate 5 already. Oh my god. I love adrenaline. Oh my god. Ah. Bob and weave, bob and weave. Ah, bob and weave. Good. We're alive. I need to eat. 5. Then you right click the palm and then you use the legendary arrow keys. And boom. Easy clicks. Proceed to never arrow key again. Can you right click and you can't right click and then use a middle mouse? Work. That's the secret technique I've imparted onto you now. Holy shit, a level 3 Zebak. Slow-mo. Not as bad as you would think it would be, surprisingly. But it's bad, don't get me wrong. But it's very chill. Probably about 15 to 20 seconds lower. But I'm still getting like 250s pretty... And maybe about 10 to 15. I'm still getting like 250 somethings. Too low, 3 minutes. No BGS. Oh, just because I didn't want to commit breaking too many switches. Hello? Didn't hit. I'm just showing you guys how to skip this, obviously. I give up. Alright. Anyway. Don't look at me. That is a death ball right there. If I touch that for one tick, I'm dead. Don't bring Avas? Well, I don't have like any range switches, but yeah. It's just so I can pack yak. Chill on the switches. I don't know why my character didn't want to attack when I rolled the jug. But whatever. Rune boots. I will proceed to sin after this. Here it is. We sin. The juicers. Forbidden technology. Leave me alone, Kira. The secret forbidden technology behind the SGS. I fuck up as many times as I want in any room. Zebak. Baba. Okay, 3 rooms. Just tank the stomp, you know, it's fine. Fine. Never give up. People usually give up on the first one, you know? The only thing is I'm not adrenaline right now, so I'll do adrenaline later. Fine, I guess. How do I do that every time? With the hash slinger. Yeah, this rate's kind of slow. It's like a 37-38 minute one. thingies. Slasher strikes once again. Alright. Taking 6 hits instead of 7. SMH. The slash. I got snaked. Snake. Dude, I'm telling you, if I knew better, every time I would struggle with the snakes, I would just double blowpipe them. Double blowpipe spec their ass. Get them out of my face. It hits so hard. SGS for 12 HP, probably not worth, but tiered, so. You know that the prison attack that he throws, the stone prison attack, can only be done on the mage animation, so every time he does the mage animation, I'm ready like that. See? Just always ready. It's been a while. I can feel it. Get a total 7 hits here. I could have DDS'd, but it's fine, I'll just do it later. My assault, slightly inefficient right here. 124 for a whole 15 seconds. Unacceptable. And this is how you do the windmill. Once it blinks, you just go onto it. If you need to dodge the prison attack, you just go on any of these guys. Like so. My dragon arrows. Anyone watch the League of Legends Season 2 World Championship back in the day? The song is from that. Back in my day. Yeah, I'm old. I'm old and molden. It's fine. No Zoomers play RuneScape, right? Actually, a surprising amount of Zoomers play RuneScape. Brings a tear to me eyes. Yeah. Back when I enjoyed watching the pro scene. TSM. Or even if you're not NA, watching the EU ones are so much more fun. Expect and Gambit. How much you hated it? I had so much fun with League when it was first like new and people didn't understand the game as much. Now it's very old player base. Oldie knows how to freeze waves and stuff. Kinda crazy. All point and click? I loved point and click. I was a point and click abuser. Dude, I moved, bruh. Sad. Blue Pyramid kinda slapping right now. Hold up. We'll leave it on the Blue Pyramid, it's good luck. Little mystic lore. I love accuracy diminishing returns. And we got Prayer to Spare. I think I lost a tick right there. Unacceptable. Oh. Do a little bit of trolling. Do up. No balls. We don't, son. No balls. Can't believe I thought about sunning. Split second. How dare I? I am going to do, or I guess, okay, she's gonna go do a clan movie watch, Pirates of the Caribbean. So suppose I will continue sending more solos. Suppose. Hello, Shadow. You hit above a 5. Brawls? Yeah, I would say they're must. Absolutely. Look, even Web Weaver, they know how to juke me out perfectly. Where is the green thing? There it is. Pray Mage, because figures are spawning soon. What we can do with the Web Weaver, if you're using it, is continually stack, like so. So you don't have to deal with so many later. Continually stack your thralls like you're doing nectar drills. Not bothering to chase that guy around. Very slow room. But we were noodling. But it is expected. I signed up for it. Oops. I've been 15,000 instead of 11. We'll have depth charge for this now. Might be an issue. Seems to be an issue right now. What did I learn today? 2 things. Way to make it half health? Bad idea. Just use a Fang spec if I wanted to use spec. Second, if you're gonna uncharge your shadow, don't get greedy and try to recharge it for no reason at Baba. Once the monkey spawn or he throws a rock, impossible to recharge. There I could have def charged, hit a baboon, and then I would have been chilling, son, but no. Doomed it myself. Yeah, outside of ToA. Wouldn't hurt. Yeah, there are a lot of different things I could have done, so I wouldn't have to leave. But Learning experience. New to the raid. Oh, I love Chinchompas. Bruh. See, like, they still get me. No matter what I do, they have advanced superior IQ than us. Ooh, 52. Roach and Champa, yes, it's so good. So guys, we learned not to Void Wake at half health, right? So I'm definitely not gonna Void Wake at half health, right? Huh? I am like this. And resist the lightning strike. Praise Curse Baboon. It spawned dead. You guys saw that? It spawned right on the rock and just instantly died. .11. It's 22, so we can do 722 here. Oh shit. It's aggressive. You're telling me you can bring Webweaver and forget backpack entirely? Yes. If you have it, you also probably want a Tbow for the do though. I hope you're not swarming, because if you're swarming, you're gonna want a blowpipe. I ain't swarming. This has been a journey creating the masterfully crafted 525 low effort raid. First Dehydro, they're really nice. Dehydro is so much of like a gate learning ToA. It's like once you learn it, you're just like set for life. This is a very expensive setup though, like you're gonna need everything. She has really hydro. Pretty convenient. It is quite convenient. You bring bandages though. That's the secret tech. If you're gonna dehydro and you're kind of iffy with like doing it, definitely have died off and get the bandages. It's a really good training wheel. I think I'll invest into flicking here, so I don't have to flick much at Zebak. And get my bandage propaganda estimate. Lost a tick there. Maybe even two. I've been cranking out the streams. Especially with Web Weaver. Very hard to burn out with this thing. It's nice. So much extra space. Need to click as much at Baba. One tick flick. You see how I run right back to this tile? The overlords? If I stayed on this side, that ranger wouldn't be in this cage right now. Now I want to run here. You saw that ranger just moved a little north. It's not a coincidence. All part of the plan. Wait a minute. Guys. Is that the villain of Scream? On top of his head? Spooky. Looks like a face. There's a face, right? Up like Jeffrey said. Right above the at the thorax is what it's called. The wings. The wings like part. That looks like the villain from Scream. At the top of his head. Is this really a bug lord? I don't know. Karis is not even Biss here. I've just been stabbing the poop. My poop knife. Look at that insane total time save right there. How's it going? We're chilling. Pumping out raids. Go tomorrow. I think we're on record of me not dying in a stream. I don't think I died last stream. I haven't died this stream yet, I think. Other than teleporting at Baba. It doesn't really... Any luck? We got a Fang. So we're on 74 now, if I'm not mistaken. No, 75 now. Let me raise the volume slightly. I love the soundtrack, but it's a little bit low. Dang, I should have done it earlier. Ooh. I was just winging it there, but I think if I was cleaner... Oh. I don't get hit there. Well, I'm gonna get hit 3 times because I messed up that too, but... No punish. The best kind of punish. We'll have to 6-tick cycle it. Ice melts away, chillin'. The 60s leg is not that. Hell yeah. You're using Arams, right? Oh no, you got. I think you said a friend let you ancestral. Must be real nice. Just running around blasting. Beavis. This is why I love adrenaline. Just stun twice. Great. I'm unkillable with this setup. Yeah, if you're starting a Baba, it won't matter too much. Don't worry. Don't worry about the heart too much. It does kind of suck for the brawlers, but it's not much of a big deal. I wouldn't worry. Fun fact, Zebak's tail is a separate NPC. And it doesn't do anything in SMH. It should tail whip my ass. Why doesn't his tail be a quick 1-2? Any tips to push into 500s? What kind of gear? We're talking Shadow? We're talking Shadow. Practice double trouble, keep back as early as can. You can do it without Dehydro, it's fine. You can just practice also a lower invocation Akka, not a problem. You don't have to practice it in 400s for double trouble. Ideally, you want to run double trouble and keyback together. Keyback's a lot less dangerous than double trouble. And double trouble is kind of the same either way, so I would recommend just learning both at the same time. No need to separate them. In fact, keyback's actually way more dangerous than double trouble off. BIS besides Tbow? Yeah, then you're fine. But practice double trouble keyback, that'll be a free 30 points. And then if you want to push into 500s, you can use overlords. It's not efficient for like speedrun 500s, but a lot of people, you know, are just trying to get into 500s, so that's what I would do. Maybe assume you're trying to hunt a kid or something. I would highly advise against overly draining, but it's actually a really easy way to do your very first 500. Especially if you're either good at red Xing or, you know, I mean, I think I did mine without red Xing. Did overly Baba. Yeah, double trouble keepback. That's your next 30 points. It's a good investment into money runs as well, so definitely go for it. It's not, in my opinion, it's something you definitely push for past 450. Double trouble keepback, Shadow. Let's go work on that. If you're looking for Mog hunts, you can do Pathfinder, but Pathfinder is, in my opinion, not recommended for your first 500. Pathfinder is very difficult. A lot of people aren't used to level like 4 Akkas and Zebaks, because you'll fail DPS checks a lot more often with Pathfinder. Baba will deal more damage, the rocks fall a lot faster. So I don't recommend it, but you can run it for, you know, like 40, 50 points. If you already have no help needed on, no help needed is definitely the next one. I should probably Shadow this thing on. Not Shadow, Void Wake. Yeah, you can also look me up on collectionlog.net. I finally downloaded the plugin. Want to look me up there? Here you go, Jude. Check the chat box. Well, this is a great tip for tick eating with Shadow, by the way. So, if you're doing 2 Void Wakers, start. Push into Shadow. Tank till 75 with rapid heal on. Let rapid heal you to 76. And then if you do get a 3rd orb, you can do 3 shadows as soon as the 3rd orb's blue text appears in your chat box. It's very easy to set up tick eats like this. In case you're like scared of getting like multiple orbs. Looks like I might one down it anyway. My thrall's so I can't even show it off. SMH. Basically, after your third staff, after you see the next blue large ball of energy come up, and instantly switch to your sun and heal, and it'll be perfect timed for your Tiki. Wind Wakers. Yeah, double trouble, keep back. It's 30. You can do overlords if it's not on right now. It's not good for money raids, but if you're pushing past that 450 threshold, it's not bad. Becomes neutral slash a little bit good. Or 30 soft or yellow place. It happens. It is what it is. That's why I'm like always spamming right click on a lot of my bosses. Not this one, but like Obelisk, for example. I've died to yellow clicking, then running into the UFOs. .430s going into hardcore is pretty good. 440s plus 30 points, 470s. If you have overlords, it's 485, and you gotta figure out the last 15, right? So you can figure whatever you want for the last 15. The +1 is good if you're hunting kit. It's terrible for money raids, but for a kit run, it's perfect. I've really done 0 clues. No, I've done some. My collection log, I don't think I went through the clues. I do have Bloodhound though. I got Bloodhound on 3 KC. But I've never gone 3rd H though. I think I've done like 50 masters. Could be wrong. I don't remember how many masters I actually did. It's been a while. Well, you can just spam click this and it would search yourself. That's my alt, hold on. That's not my ult, don't worry, that's Raze's. many clues does it say here? Gotta hover over it. Ugh. Not saying. Where's the medium? It's clicked. I'm pretty sure 71 is the total amount of clues I've done. I don't think I've done 71 masters. Any tips on clicking? Wait, what? Last row? No, one would be clicking the lightning. Right when it shows? No, you don't want to do it right when it shows, actually. Give it just a second. Wait until the shadow is like fully maxed out on the size. So don't click right when it shows. I mean, when a shadow shows, you can run on top of it and you know you're safe for like 2 ticks. But before it explodes, that is. But if you want to get on a safe tile to actually attack, you want to click a shadow that's like max sized. Like look at these Baba boulders, look how the shadow increases in size. When it gets to that very max amount, basically the same size of the tile, you can click on it. Of course, the thing is you want to be kind of close to it, right? So it won't help if the shadow is like 5 tiles away. You have to be kind of prepared for it. Hopefully you're doing like good deeps and you don't need to last row though, but I understand it happens, especially with like BOFA setups and stuff. You just like miss BGS, don't have Void Waker, things happen. Is this staff on? I haven't hit it like ever. Like that. Always migrating to the biggest shadow. There I lost a tick, but... The thing is you also like need to have a really good mental track of where the Baba boulder is about to fall when you're doing that stuff. You don't run into a boulder back, of course. Never purple. Dry army. Whole 4 raids. Unacceptable. Alright. I think we're gonna take a bit of a break. 6 raids is a pretty good session. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Have a good rest of your night. I probably won't stream for the rest of the night because it's already 2 a.m. I'm probably gonna be a responsible adult. Thank you for watching.